look at the allocations, because usually details, as the chair said, they hide in many words as if they are in a workshop. Yet the actual locations speak about something else. Look, you have beddings, clothing, footwear, and related services as aggregated, given 132.2 billion. You have no money for curriculum, no money for intensive care. Donations in this budget that we started processing, donations is 159 billion. You have money for fuel, 355 billion. Special meals and drinks, 298 billion. Welfare and entertainment, 139 billion. This one is allocated. It's not that it's unfunded. The chair presented here unfunded. This is already funded. So this is the priority according to the NRM government. The unfunded is not a priority. Travel abroad, 53 billion. Travel inland, 783. Mind you, some of the travels you all see government vehicles. There are people just touring their farms, and they are spending 783 billion. Workshops, meetings, and seminars, 237. Staff training, 418 billion. Books, periodicals, and newspapers, 65 billion. Buying of new vehicles, 86 billion. Maintaining transport equipment, which is repairing these vehicles of the good people running government, 131 billion. Printing, stationery, photocopying, and binding, 110 billion. Furniture and fittings, 39 billion. Consultancy, 572 billion. So you have a total of just this selected item coming to 3.5 trillion on these items. And then they have given you the unfunded priority, but they are asking you to approve. This information you can find. They are supposed to put it in the budget framework paper. They did not. They are hiding it. Please go to the Ministry of Finance website, www.budget.finance.go.ug. You will get this information. You just click an Excel download and then continue as I have indicated in this report. Because they want you to read these things without giving you the details, yet the law says they must. 57.441 trillion total budget. Parliament should take note that although the remaining plan proposes 92 trillion, even the 57.441 trillion in the budget framework paper is unrealistic, going by the recent budget performance. For the financial year 2023-2024, Parliament approved a budget of 52.7 trillion, revised it to 61.6 trillion through supplementary requests, but only 50 was released, warranted by Finance according to Auditor General. Finance never released a total of 11.4 trillion. And the release itself was hot air, because only 48.6 was available, was the actual money available. In 2022, total budget approved was 52.5 trillion. 49 was released, but actual money available for spending was 43. So the actual money mobilized for spending is still under 50 trillion. A realistic budget should therefore not exceed 50 trillion, or at worst 52, because of our economic situation. If more resources become available, then you return to Parliament with a supplementary. But you don't bring here a budget of 72 trillion, yet you know at the end of the financial year you can only mobilize 48. Making a total budget look bigger, like this financial year 72 trillion, I think, is for self-gratification. It is for showing off on how NRM economic miracle has transformed the country. It is also for making bigger the 3% of the total budget that the government can spend as supplementary without prior Parliament approval. Public debt. The Accountant General, in a statement which is attached to the audit report, states that Public debt has increased from 97.5 trillion in June 2023 to 109 trillion June 2024. Honorable members, our country has been mortgaged. This debt represents 53% of our declared GDP of 202 trillion, which is 53.3 billion US dollar. Debt to GDP ratio is a comparison of what you are producing as a country and the money you owe other people. This huge debt is inconsistent with the stated objective outlined in the Charter of Fiscal Responsibility. The objective is to keep the debt below 50% of GDP. The debt comprises money borrowed to finance the budget, domestic area, pension, and gratuity. What should worry you is that government wants to finance the 52 trillion next financial year's budget by borrowing another 24 trillion because it projects to raise revenue only of 33 trillion. By approving the budget framework paper, you are giving government a green light to borrow. They will be coming here, and you should expect Honorable Musasi's to continue trafficking loan requests to Parliament during the course of next financial year, and he will be reminding you, you are the one who approved the budget. Now I am bringing money to finance it. The figure of the total public debt is also contested. In calculating public debt, finance doesn't include domestic areas. They have even forced the Auditor General to do the same thing. Finance claims that public debt is at 94 trillion, rising from 86 trillion they declared last financial year. One of the tactics finance is using these days is to exclude undisbursed loans, yet we pay commitment fees on them. So they are trying to exclude many things, make the debt look small. Still on debt, I am looking at the vote, which is meant to be servicing debt, treasury operations. Budget that we are approving in the budget framework paper, I want to repeat, is 57, but nearly half of it, 20 trillion, which is 35% as usual, is for debt servicing. The table below shows the breakdown of this total debt servicing. I hope the table can be flashed there. It has details here of what we will be paying. Of interest here, Mr. Speaker, you have Rocco, you have Congo, DRC. If you look at claims payment, we are still paying money to Congo because the Attorney General is here. We lost a case in the international court. This NRM government was accused of many crimes in Congo, including rape. If you want, you can go to the CGA website, including rape, including plundering gold, including timber, and many other things. And as a result, we were told to pay 325 million US dollar, which comes to over 1.2 trillion. For you to appreciate that figure, we have just borrowed money to do roads in the Kampala metropolitan, which is just about the same figure. But at least every metropolitan, including my constituents, have some roads done. So these people who went and plundered Congo and stole gold, they should even stop them from coming here. Because this money should be, no, the report is explained. If you followed the format of the chair, I see you are restless.
Yes, let's listen to each other, honorable colleagues. I already had my concerns, which I wanted to share at the end. Because I had, for example, some of the words used, unparliamentary. A very good example being like the word nonsense. You can hold an opinion, but there are words in Parliament, on the official record of Parliament. But now, I had wanted the chair rules to help us, because Rule 84 on parliamentary language, it limits us on debate. So what about reports? And if on reports it's really a blank check, I think this is one of the rules we should look at, because a report will be used by researchers. It's a very, very important record that we will have. Okay? Chair rules.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Actually, the rules.
How does it become part of the debate before I open the debate, before I declare the debate? So I was concerned about that, but Chair, you look at it as Chair, and then you will guide. We'll see whether we need to expand it and have more clarity. But what is like nonsense? Then number two, colleagues, and I saw also with the Chair budget, when you're reading a report, read a report. Then you have a chance of responses and why you can explain much more. Otherwise, all that detail you wanted, it should be in a report. The report should be read verbatim so that your submission is consistent with the report when one is reading the answer. So, Honorable Semujju, just let
Tables don't speak. At least in my training, tables are explained. Because if you want me to translate this table in 2 pages, this report will be 100 pages. So I just do a simple explanation presenting a table. And I know the Honorable Chiwanuka Chiriwa knows this, that when you are presenting a table, you explain. Even in court you do. I see you don't just throw documents at the table. So I wanted the Parliament to appreciate that part of what we are paying on that table is money to Democratic Republic of Congo. How did it arise? Because we were accused of looting, of killing, of damage.
We've gone back to the same one.
Order, please. Right Honourable Speaker has ruled, and as a senior colleague whom we look at to guide us who are just starting out, when the Speaker has ruled, I only think that's only courteous that we follow the ruling of the Speaker and proceed.
Honourable colleagues, we will have a chance, to speak unlimited, okay? Let's stick to the report. And also a table can have explanatory notes if you wanted to give all those more details. For example, I can say like on contingency fund, you preferred to just write contingency fund, but on court awards, you put in bracket DRC and mandamus. You see, it was your option. You could have put in more details. So just let's conclude so that we don't delay the debate.
I'm trying to follow this submission of my colleague, but I don't know what page we are at, because there are some things he was saying, but I didn't see Congo, rape. I don't see rape, plunder, ICJ. I'm just requesting, are we proceeding well? Because if we want to follow the report, just keep us at the report, then we can debate.